So, how can you channel your highest self at some point in your life that you had, let's say, your peak experience and you felt so good? Like you had that experience that made you feel unstoppable, irresistible. Everything was so incredible. That experience is how you should always feel. Life is supposed to always feel really good. You're supposed to be feeling fearless all the time. Everything's supposed to feel like everything's just going well for you. But why do we let the demons get to us? Why do we let those negative forces get to us? And they get the best of us. A lot of times I have these negative forces that want to bring me down, that want to make me depressed, that want to sabotage my successes. But those people, those demons, those spirits aren't going to get the best of me, and you have to fight them. You can't just allow these negative demons to consume your life force. And sometimes the people around our lives, let's say our closest people, aren't necessarily the ones that are rooting for us. They want our lives to be different. They want us to look like them. They don't want us to be our own version of ourselves. They want us to feel sad because we aren't where they want us to be. But we don't have to feel sad. We don't have to feel sad for ourselves and depressed for ourselves. We have to feel unstoppable no matter what. Nobody's supposed to bring us down. And that's the demons. Those are the dark spirits that aren't meant to be with us. And we have to become unstoppable no matter what we are doing in our lives. For example, my peak experience, let's say when I was riding a wave and I'm surfing on an incredible wave, my first wave I've ever caught in my whole entire life, it was the most serendipitous, I don't even know that word, but whatever it was the best feeling in the whole entire world. I was unstoppable. I rode that wave. The feeling was incredible. I knew that at that moment my life was taking a turn, and I knew that I was starting my life at a new path because I'm now unstoppable. So all the time you have to feel that feeling. Let's say, what was something in your life that you had an experience that made you feel unstoppable? Your peak experience, your moment in your life where nothing around you was bringing you down and you were at your highest self. Okay, what was that moment? What was that thing? Tap into that at every given moment you can. Okay, because the depression, the anxiety, that's not you. Those are just the demons, and we can't listen to our self critic. Okay, you're naturally born with the program to have fear, and a certain amount of fear is good. Obviously, we have our amount of fear that protects us, right? For example, we know that you can't go a certain amount past the bridge or past, let's say, for example, the ocean. You don't go past a certain amount. Naturally, you're going to pull back your energy. You have this instinct, it's this innate feeling within you that you're going to pull back your energy. You're going to say, oh my God, I have to be careful. Sometimes we can let our fear take over everything. So you just want to do a regular thing, but you're afraid. But it's not even dangerous. Like, why are you afraid? And now your fear is ruling your whole entire life. And you're at a point in your life where you can't even move forward because you are hitting a wall all the time. And you have to now differentiate between what is real fear and what is irrational fear, okay? Because if you are constantly letting the irrational fear get to you, you cannot move forward in your life. And people around us have irrational fears. The spirit, the deep, dark demons inside of us that are trying to bring us down, those are our irrational fears, and we cannot let those bring us down. We have to move forward in our life. And actually, when you don't get enough sleep, when you aren't sleeping well, or things around you, like for example REM, when you have a good night's sleep, you're not going to feel as much fear. And I know for me, for example, if I'm not sleeping well, I naturally feel off. So my energy's off. I'm afraid of everything. Even heights make me afraid, okay? Which is crazy because I'm not afraid of heights, but when I'm not getting enough sleep, everything is so scary around me. So, for example, when I'm sleeping well and eating well, nothing is fearful because naturally I'm in a good state and I'm in a good zone. So just be careful, let's say, for example, where your energy is going if you aren't sleeping well, if you're too afraid of just basic things like social interactions or getting out there, pursuing your goals, just doing the mundane. If that's bringing you fear, then just look at your life and say, is fear taking over? And if it is, try a small little practice. Like, what's it going to be today? Try one thing that's going to take you out of that fear. Maybe it's, for example, trying the new thing, going to a coffee shop and studying instead of staying home and studying. That's going to take you out of your fear, out of your head, and just say, like, oh, I'm part of a society. Nobody cares. Everybody needs to go to a coffee shop to study. You can't study in your room the whole entire day. You have to get out of yourself and go out into a coffee shop, because we are part of society. We need to, let's say, see people, talk to people. You can't just be home and studying. But sometimes we let the fear get the best of us. So I hope that you actually know that it's not, first of all, it's normal. Like, these feelings are normal. It gets the best of us. It gets me a lot. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it gets to me, okay? But I have to overpass that and make myself fearless in order to become my freest self. And don't allow, let's say, negative old stories, old programs. Like, if you had, let's say, a trauma before that made you now fearful of doing something. Let's say it's public speaking. Like, for me, it's just really interesting, but recently when I was younger, I was super afraid of public speaking, and I know, like, I was never able to public speak. I never thought that in my life I'd be able to. Then I started doing these art classes for kids, and that kind of brought me out of my shell, and I started, like, speaking in front of, let's say, like, kids, but it's like 10 students, and I'm just giving art classes, and that really brought me out of my shell. And I know for a fact that my public speaking fear is slowly, if like disappearing. And I'm not saying I haven't done a TED talk yet. I'm not saying I haven't done that yet, but I'm saying, like, slowly it's getting a little bit less and less and less with time, with more grace to myself, with more self-love and more like, I love myself more, that I'm not as fearful of public speaking, because I know that even if I do make a mistake, I'm human, and it's not gonna even affect anything. Also, something really interesting is, like, when you are super, super present in the moment, you aren't thinking about anything around you. So there was actually this story that Andrew Huberman had, a story that he spoke about with on a podcast. I'm not sure who it was with, but basically there was something where somebody lost, like, their keys, or they were on like a big, I forgot, like an excursion, or they went somewhere and they lost something. So they lost something, and now they have to become super, super present, and now they're just all focused in linear focus on, like, I have to find that right now, I have to find that. And what happens when you're trying to find something? Nothing around you matters. Like, you don't even think about anything else. You're like, oh my god, where are my keys? Like, I need them right now. Like, this is crazy. You don't think about something else. But when you're just living your day-to-day life, you're thinking about this, you're thinking about this, you're thinking about this, you're thinking about this, you're thinking about like 10 things when you're just trying to go for a drive or pick up something from the grocery store. But how do you tap into the present moment is focus, go all in on what you're trying to do. Let's say, for example, if you are going to the grocery store, be all in, focus on getting that one thing. Because if you are constantly getting your thoughts here and getting your thoughts here and getting your thoughts here, nothing is really like a wholesome good experience. And that really helps me. For example, let's say if I'm going to get something, if I'm doing something and I feel that my energy is so scattered and I'm thinking about 30 things, like, beyond measure, instead I'm like, oh my god, let me try to get really present right now. Like, what if this was the moment? Like, let me get really, really present. And you can do it for the positive too, which is super cool. You can transcend your energy. Like, not I'm just like negatively, like, oh my god, I'm frantically trying to find something. No, I'm focused, I'm getting through my life. I want to be present and find something. I mean, not find something, you're just trying to be present. It feels so, so nice to be present. And then you just kind of, you're not self-conscious, and you're not in your head, you're in your body, and it's just a good experience. And also, Osho speaks about this, and he says, like, self-consciousness is like, it's like a disease. Like, not literally, but like being so self-conscious and like, what are they thinking? Like, oh my god, what if this is like, what if I'm looking weird to other people? Like, self-consciousness is like, so it just takes you out of the moment. You can't get through life being self-conscious. And sometimes, let's say if I'm walking with my dog, or I'm like worried, like, especially if there's something within my energy. If that day there's something in my energy that's making me on edge or self-conscious, or if something happened, if I had an interaction with somebody and it's making me self-conscious. So if I'm just doing basic things like walking my dog or this or that, I'm thinking, oh my god, they're staring at me, they're judging me, like what am I wearing, they're judging everything. But instead I think about like, oh my god, self-consciousness is literally like a disease, like nobody's judging me. Let me try to get really, really present. I tap into like two things. I tap into getting more present, like the Andrew Huberman story with like finding something. So I try to get really, really present, and I try to remember like, no, self-consciousness is not something to be proud of. Let me try to get really present and love myself fully and become like whole and good, whole energy. And it's just like a good experience. Like you feel like a fragmented energy to become whole. You feel your energy like become whole, and that's when you're actually super magnetic and people are drawn to you and you're drawn to yourself, number one. So yeah, these are really good things that you can tap into to become much more fearless and love yourself to the max. I'm just saying, it's important. So I hope that you can tap into one of these little stories, something here that you can take from this to let go of that self-consciousness, become more present, and truly become your unstoppable version of yourself from this moment forward. Thanks for watching. Bye.